Hello, everyone. So, a lot of you know that I'm always in my car, and so I've held sacred space in my car for you to receive messages. And today I had a client who was booked for a session with me, and in the midst of her session, I was overwhelmed with a vibration coming from my right side, and it approached my car. Very nice, cordial person, Egyptian days, sat in the back seat of my car and waited for me to write his description or the way he looked like on paper before he even said or relayed any messages to me. And all this in the midst of the reading. Sometimes guides, my gatekeeper, allows this to happen while they take care of my clients. I'm present with them, but I'm also present with the guide or that vibration that showed up at that time. I was asked to give that attention. This has not happened only once or twice, but it's happened many times in the past where my gatekeeper would just let these, I'm just going to call it good entities or light beings in to bring me messages as I'm also bringing messages to my clients. So it's somewhat, it's like second skin to me. I can be with my client and I could be with a guide or whoever shows up to bring me a message. So his name is Sonir. I have yet to figure out what that name means, but he came in a very colorful headdress, tunic, a sash that flipped from one side to another. He also wore this beaded necklace around his neck, and the headdress was very bright in color, blue, bright blue, almost like lapis lazuli type color. Gold is bright, red, I'd say about crimson, cranberry red color. Dark eyeliner that somewhat fades away. And he wore again this nice tunic, linen, and nice linen trousers, really clean, crisp, and he was wearing sandals. He has ties to Egypt, the Aegean Sea, which is located in the Greek peninsula or the islands of Greece. He brought a two-headed black snake with him, which is short, who brought medicine. So the snake penetrated the auric field, my auric field, and bit my right forearm. I didn't feel it. I saw the teeth of the snake sink through my skin, and then I heard the word antidote. Okay, and so he lingered for a little bit as I talked with my client, he knew that I was going to be okay after that. I was also shown Isis, the name Isis, the goddess of Egypt, and the pyramid. And then he showed me locusts, and then the gray wolf with the deep blue eyes showed up. Okay, so there's a message here for the collective as well. Knowing that I'm protected as your messenger, and I also feel that I'm one of the few that he's approached to let you know to value self-sufficiency, because the dirt or the soil is unhealthy at this time. Be self-sufficient. There's going to be an event coming up in regards to the crops in the fields. It could be a second wave of that Monsanto, a second wave or similar to that. So be vigilant, and if you have a nice space on your property, or if you have a balcony, I would suggest that you start valuing your own self-sufficiency. If you like vegetables, start a small garden wherever you are. Always filter the water you drink, because there's also something happening around the water systems. That's a good message. The bottled water, they're calling it a lie. That's a big lie. I'm just a messenger. I'm seeing all these things. I'm feeling all of these things. But don't believe anything trendy that you see or find in the market that's beautifully packaged. Always investigate, even if they come from the purest source. If they claim to be from the purest source, now is the time for you to start investigating where those sources really come from. I think we're all going to be coping as time goes. They show me a time lapse and a timeline as far as when this is going to take place. But at this time, if we do something about it now, it's not going to be as bad. So if I've made you aware of this now, it's not going to be as bad. Okay, so this also ties to the times when God wanted Noah to build an ark, and I guess that is very symbolic to take care and protect what you have, especially that we are all going through this horrible pandemic, and it's not going away anytime soon. So you have to do your part. Be aware. If you have young children, teach them to be self-sufficient. Teach them what gardening is all about. Have them take courses that has to do with the soil and anything that has to do with what we consume. Teach them all that, or direct them to teachers who could teach them about that. It, in turn, as we teach the younger generations about these things, it's going to help the earth. It's going to help the earth. Okay. So, angel blessings to all of you. And keep yourself safe at all times. Always question your mind when memories seep in that doesn't make sense anymore. You know, these are also energetic forces that are trying to alter happiness or your positive vibration. You know, so be aware of all of these things at this time. Be aware of how things are manipulated around you, consciously or unconsciously. And keep things to yourself. Don't reveal plans. Be a little mindful of that. There's a reason for it. And it's actually per individual. Okay? You as an individual, you have to be mindful about keeping your plans to yourself. All right. So that's the message I've received, the channeling I've received from a guide named Sonir. Sonir. I'm not saying his name right. Sonir. Sonir. Okay. All right. So I thank all the beings that came through today, and blessings to all of you once again. And stay tuned for more channeling.